Peace. In the last week, about four people have asked me have I seen the movie Sinners, and I haven't. But what I will tell you this, that I'm glad that everybody's mind is on vampires, and I'm definitely going to go see the movie. But as you know, I'm a paranormal investigator. In doing my research, I have discovered that for a long time now, we have been the food source for what we call vampires. Now, like everything, these movies that have been coming out for years about vampires, everything comes from a source of truth. And the truth is that we have been stock. We have been a food source for international capital for years now. And it makes me relate to Ephesians 9. Though we're not dealing with flesh and blood, but yet we wrestle against spiritual principalities that sit in high places. So when I break that down, that's letting me know that there is definitely an ancient evil that sits in high places that's controlling everybody, pulling the strings. And here's how it gets sinister once you get down the rabbit hole. We are the food via blood banks, hospitals. It's always been going on. And not only vampires, but cannibals. Vampires are real. And the origin story behind them is that there's the ones that we know about called the Fallen. When the Fallen came, not only did they sleep with the daughters of men, but they also infiltrated animals, creatures of the ocean, all around. So they have always been here. And from this abduction that took place on a large scale, they created all kinds of different shapeshifters, reptilians, werewolves. Nephilim are a variety of different types of physical and spiritual entities. And there's different levels of vampirism and vampiric. You have parasites, of course, and the physical vessel that's overcome by the parasites that are vampiric in nature because they suck, they take away energy. The host becomes a vampire. Rather you want to call it a demon or scientifically a parasite, a very advanced, large-scale parasite that takes over the body, and therefore that person feeds on blood. Organ stealing, the blood banks that we go to, because we have to keep in mind that our plasma and our blood are also our light. And your plasma is your inner light. And we know that once you discipline your plasma or you discipline your light, you have access to unlimited power. And because this blood is so powerful, like I say all the time, it's a light code. This is what they feed off of as human parasites, because that's what a vampire is. So in a nutshell, that's what's been going on for a long time. You know, they're feeding off of the hospitals. If you notice, it only takes a little blood to get a diagnosis of what could be wrong with someone. But, I've been in hospitals myself, having accidents, getting shot or what have you. And I'm like, okay, ma'am, am I all right? Is everything? And they're like, yes. Well, the second question is then, why are y'all taking so much blood every hour on top of the hour, So I know that there's other people that have experienced this as well. Well, as I go deeper down the rabbit hole, I realize that there's definitely a vampire cannibal system going on. And it's right in plain view. Other names that have been thrown out there in the past, the Rothschild, the British family, who's actually, on a side note, linked to the real Dracula. Prince Charles has already came out and admitted it. So there's an ancient order called the Order of the Dragon. These reptilians, these vampires, these wolf people, all of these networks have always been working in the shadow in secret. And we are the food source. So, you know, it's good that this movie center has came out because maybe it'll shed a little light on the things that are really going on. So next time you go into the hospitals or you go into the blood bank, realize that you are possibly feeding vampires. This is Ancient Nine Mystery School, Saint Germain.